We continue to follow the largest wildfire burning in the state. The Aspen Acres Fire is burning just over 96,000 acres or 150 square miles. That's about half the size of New York City. That fire is now 15% contained. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sam Shocker. Officials say yesterday afternoon that fire surged northwest, threatening Greenwood and Wetmore. The fire is burning across Custer and Pueblo counties. Over 1,600 personnel are working to fight the fire. That is the 7th largest wildfire in the state's history. The fire has prompted evacuations and pre-evacuations across multiple counties in the area. So with all this in mind, the weather, the air quality, let's check in with our senior meteorologist, Chris Bianchi. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Sam. The good news to pass along is the air quality is a lot better today for most of the state. It is not just Denver. I'm sure for many of you, it's the first time you look west, so you can actually see those beautiful 14,000-foot walls of rock that we know as the Rocky Mountains. We can see them today for the first time since Sunday. But we're seeing that also, that improved air quality across much of the state as well. It is hot. It's already 90 degrees here in the 9 News backyard. Temperatures low 90s across much of the metro area. So it's a hot start to our Wednesday, but those temperatures already a few spots in southeastern Colorado closing in on 100 degrees. And that smoke, we're getting more of a northwest wind that is scouring out the smoke, and it's really cleared out. We started to see that yesterday afternoon, and we're starting to see that smoke continue to move out of most of Colorado, though I will say, if you watch me along in south of Highway 50, that smoke's still going to be a bit of a rough go for you today. And that's where we have air quality alerts for today as well. Now starting to turn our attention more to the radar. Just within the last hour, starting to see a few shower storms pop on up here in the foothills west of Denver. There is a risk for severe weather along and east of I-25, damaging hail as well as strong winds. It's mainly a wind threat today, so 70+ mile-an-hour gusts possible with these storms across the eastern plains. Highest risk from about the airport, Highway 85 on east in the metro, and overall across the state from about Fort Morgan, Lyman on east. That's where you have a level 3 risk for severe weather this afternoon. Those storms in the metro, mainly between 1 and 6 p.m., with 1 or 2 storms producing some very strong winds and maybe some small hail this afternoon, and a chance for storms again tomorrow before a notable heat wave this weekend. I'll tell you all about that in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. We are also following a number of other wildfires burning throughout the state, including one that sparked near Cheyenne Mountain State Park. Our news partners sent us these pictures of the fire. It was actually discovered around 5:45 yesterday afternoon, and it is estimated to be around 5 acres and near a mobile home park. The fire has prompted pre-evacuations orders in Colorado Springs, and of course, we will keep you updated as we learn more. North of Ouray, the Gold Mountain Fire has now burned more than 31,000 acres or 48 square miles. It's forced many of the residents there in parts of Gunnison and Montrose counties out of their homes as firefighters work to keep it from Highway 550, which is between Ouray and Ridgeway. It is 8% contained and no cause has been determined yet. Those wildfires have created air quality issues around the state. I'm sure you have noticed it. With the smoke looming, it's important to know that those issues can also impact our pets. Veterinarians say wildfire smoke can be especially hard on animals. Jaleesa Irizarry has more.
If you're feeling the effects of poor air quality, your pet probably is too. Those at Park Hill Veterinary Medical Center say anytime a lot of wildfires pop up, they see a lot more pets come in through their doors. Some with symptoms as severe as asthma attacks and excessive coughing to mild wheezing and eye irritation. If your pet has an underlying health condition like lung or cardiac disease, they're also more vulnerable to complications. Experts say the best thing you can do for them is limit time outside during the hottest time of day, which is usually where we see the worst ground level ozone air quality. And it's worth noting, indoor animals can feel the effects as well.
We like to open our windows and screen doors in Colorado when it's a little bit temperate, but also just that much particulate matter in the air. Everything responds to gravity. So yes, our pets, because they're shorter, more vertically challenged than us, do get bigger things. And then if you have an underlying condition like asthma, that can be exacerbated by that particulate matter in the air.
Dr. Margot says if you got a bulldog or any of those smoosh face animals on poor air quality days, you may want to limit their time outside to just bathrooms only. She says because of their face structure, they have narrow windpipes, which means they can really feel the effects. Reporting in Denver, Jaleesa Irizarry, 9 News.
Jaleesa, great reminders. Thank you. A woman in Arapahoe County was rescued by firefighters this morning after she fell into an abandoned missile silo. South Metro Fire Rescue says they responded to a rescue on private property. This was near the Arapahoe County Fairgrounds. The sheriff's office said the 18-year-old was with two others when she fell into the silo. She was thankfully rescued and transported to the hospital for further evaluation. The rescue took about 30 minutes, and it is the third missile silo rescue in recent years. Despite the chance of triple-digit temperatures coming to the city of Denver does not have plans to open cooling centers yet. That's because it only happens when the National Weather Service issues a heat advisory, and those advisories aren't based on temperature alone. But even if a heat advisory is not issued, Denver's rec centers and public libraries always offer a place to cool off. A lake in northern Colorado is closed due to toxic algae blooms. The town of Windsor says Windsor's Lake will be closed until further notice, so that means no recreational activities like swimming, tubing, water skiing. Some boaters can use the lake at their own risk, but people are advised to stay out of the water. The algae can cause stomach pain or skin irritation. The lake will reopen when the levels are deemed safe.